Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and boy do we have a lot to go over here today. Treyarch has revealed everything coming to Season 1 of Black Ops 6, which is set to launch in exactly 1 week, and like I said, there is a ton to go over here. It seems like they really took that negative feedback at launch seriously, because Season 1 is going to be bringing with it 5 new multiplayer maps, plus a holiday revamp. We're going to get 5 new guns, 2 new melee weapons, 2 new game modes, a new event, 2 new perks, a new score streak. Basically, every aspect of Black Ops 6 is getting something new, including zombies with a new map coming, and of course Warzone, which is going to finally be integrated with Black Ops 6 with the launch of the new Area 99 Resurgence map. There's a lot to go over today. I'm not even sure exactly what order to do everything in, so we're just going to jump into it with the weapons here. At launch, we're going to be getting the Krieg C assault rifle, which is said to be high damage with average handling, and then we have the SOG submachine gun, which looks like it's going to be like we saw back during Black Ops 4, where it's going to be a super fast fire rate combined with great handling and moderate recoil. With Season 1 Reloaded, there's going to be a brand new event going on, and with that event, we're going to be getting a bunch of extra weapons on top of the 2 that we get at launch. We have the Maelstrom fully automatic shotgun. We then have the AMR Mod 4 sniper rifle, which looks to be the 50 cal of this game. We have the Syrian 9mm full auto pistol, and then we have the power drill melee weapon, as well as the cleaver melee weapon. In total, for Season 1, that is going to be 1 assault rifle, 1 submachine gun, 1 sniper, 1 shotgun, 1 pistol, and 2 melee weapons, which is actually pretty freaking crazy, and it's definitely going to shake up the Black Ops 6 multiplayer quite a bit, and also add a bunch of new choices for players who are grinding the dark matter camo. Keep in mind, when it comes to dark matter camo, you just have to get a certain number of guns up to diamond. So for example, if you don't want to use, say, the Goblin, I saw a lot of people not liking the Goblin. I personally didn't like the Gripper, I call it, the GPR. I didn't like that gun either for the assault rifles. Instead of using those guns and getting them up to gold, you can choose to use the new Krieg C when it comes out with Season 1 and replace one of these assault rifles you don't like. Maybe if you don't like one of the sniper rifles currently, you could replace it with the new AMR Mod 4 or the new pistol, or you don't want to do the baseball bat, instead you want to do the cleaver, you can do that as well. It's going to add a lot of variety and choice for people that are going for dark matter camo, which is pretty cool. And Treyarch is also going to be shaking up weapons with conversion kits, which won't be as crazy as the aftermarket parts that we saw back during Modern Warfare 3, but they will work as special attachments for certain weapons. In Season 1, we're going to see the return of Dragon's Breath for the shotguns. I know some people are going to be pissed about that. Fire shotguns are going to be returning. We then have a buffer weight stock for the XM4, the XMG, and the DM10 apparently, which is going to significantly improve recoil on those guns. And then we have the burst fire conversion mod for the XM4, which is going to make it feel like an M16, and then the burst fire mod for the compact submachine gun, making it a 3-round burst SMG for people who enjoy that playstyle. While these conversion kits aren't going to be as crazy as the aftermarket parts that we saw last year, it does look like throughout the Black Ops 6 lifecycle, Treyarch is going to be adding special attachments to certain guns to kind of shake up things a little bit, and overall, I think that is good for the Black Ops 6 multiplayer. It's also worth noting that Treyarch is going to be adding the armory to the game, which is going to be a place where fans can go to unlock weapons that they may have missed out on. Let's say, for example, your friend has not been playing Black Ops 6, maybe they missed all of Season 1, but they joined the game during Season 2. Well, in the armory, people like that will be able to find all the Season 1 guns and then earn XP by playing the game to unlock those guns one by one, and this will also be useful for Warzone players, since Warzone is going to feature guns from Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 6, so any of the guns that you may have missed out on before, they will be able to be unlocked via the armory. Next up, let's talk about the multiplayer maps. We got a teaser trailer a couple of days ago, which revealed the 3 launch maps that we're going to have in Season 1. We have Hideout, we have Heirloom, and then we have Extraction. We saw those maps previously, but now we know that mid-season, we're going to be seeing the return of Hacienda from Black Ops 4, which I think Black Ops 4 had a number of okay maps. None of them were overly great, but Hacienda was pretty good, so I'm curious to see how that map's going to play within Black Ops 6. We then have Racket, which is going to be a 2v2/6v6 map, so it's going to be a face-off map, essentially, something very tiny. And then finally, we have Nuketown Holiday, which will be coming out with Season 1 Reloaded. And what's interesting is in the blog post, they say that when this map comes out, there's going to be a variety of gifts in-game from the developers to the player base, leading up to what they call Codmas. They also claim that while this is going on, Treyarch is going to be adding a little something to the original Nuketown as well as Warhead, but they did not elaborate on that, and I'm wondering, are they actually finally going to add an Easter egg? As far as I can tell, I've tried it myself in a private match. I haven't messed around with it like with friends or anything, but I tried it myself. It didn't work. Shooting the heads off mannequins, shooting the arms off mannequins, none of that seemed to work. I've Googled, I've YouTubed, I've asked on Twitter. Nobody seems to know if there's even an Easter egg whatsoever on Nuketown. I don't think there is. So perhaps the Nuketown Easter egg is going to come out when Nuketown Holiday releases during this whole Codmas event that they're going to be doing. I guess we're going to have to wait and see, but I still don't understand why they released Nuketown without an Easter egg, without a song, without something, you know, it's just kind of weird, but apparently that's something they may be adding with Season 1 Reloaded. With the maps out of the way, let's talk about some new game modes here. So at the launch of Season 1, we are going to have a brand new game mode called Ransack. This is going to be a mode where teams are fighting over crates of gold bars that are placed around the map. You grab the gold, and then you bring it back to your team's stash, and of course the stashes will need to be protected because they can be raided by the other team if left unprotected. This sort of reminds me of that one game mode from Battlefield Hardline, which I've got to say, I have not thought about Battlefield Hardline in a long time. I did not expect when I woke up today that I'd be thinking about Battlefield Hardline, but here we are, and that's going to be the Ransack game mode that comes out with the launch of Season 1. Mid-season, they're going to be bringing back Prop Hunt, which is freaking awesome. I love Prop Hunt. I love party modes in the COD franchise, so Prop Hunt coming back is going to be pretty awesome. And then there's going to be additional limited time modes also added to the game during the holiday season. They didn't really go into too much detail, but more limited time modes are going to be coming out, probably Holiday Nuketown 24/7. Next up, let's talk about some new multiplayer content that's definitely going to shake things up quite a bit. We have 2 new perks, a new wild card, as well as a new score streak. When it comes to the perks, we are going to have Shadow, which is going to be a green perk too, which is going to make you undetectable to enemy mines and traps, which is fine. I think that's an okay addition to the game. But then we have Shrapnel Radar coming out mid-season, which I am not excited for whatsoever. It's going to be a blue perk 3, which will cause your blast damage to reveal enemies on the map. Now, picture this to be a lot like Recon Pro was back during the original Modern Warfare 3, and I've got to be honest, that perk really sucked and kind of ruined a lot of game modes, especially Search and Destroy and Free-for-All. What this allows you to do is whenever you stun, flash, or hit someone on the other team with your grenade or a field upgrade, it's going to reveal them on the minimap. Now, picture these tiny-ass maps that we're currently playing on within Black Ops 6, where people are running around with flash ×3, which they can hit you with from across the map, and while you're sitting there completely blind, you're also revealed on the minimap now, and then you combine that with the fact that it's going to be a blue perk, which people are already abusing, so now we're going to have people running around with Ninja, Ghost, as well as the Shrapnel Radar here, which will be constantly revealing people on the other team just by throwing stuns and flashes everywhere, and they also have free high alert as well as wall hacks every time they spawn. Yeah, I don't think this is a good addition to the game, although I would love to be proven wrong, but this just seems like it's going to be making the blue perks even more powerful and the game even more annoying, as people are now going to be incentivized to not run things like Stim Shot, but rather be spamming stuns and flashes all the time. That sounds ridiculously frustrating, and I'm probably going to be bringing Tac Mask with me on my next Prestige. Getting back to the new content, however, we then have the High Roller Wildcard, which will be coming out mid-season, which will allow you to have a 4th score streak, which actually sounds pretty nice. And speaking of score streaks, Season 1 will launch with the return of the Hand Cannon, which was a score streak that we last saw during Black Ops Cold War. I personally liked using that quite a bit back during Black Ops Cold War, so it'll be nice to have it here, and apparently it's only going to be mid-tier in terms of cost, therefore people are actually going to be able to unlock it. A few other things to note here: Ranked Play is going to be launching on November 21st, so hopefully our lobbies will stop being as sweaty with Warzone being out and eventually Ranked Play being out. Maybe we can just go back to playing normal COD multiplayer where people go for headshots. Oh man, I'm telling you what, the headshot grinds like kind of making me go crazy as of late. But yeah, Ranked Play is going to be coming out November 21st. And then Zombies, there's going to be a new map coming before the end of the year, so picture sometime mid-season or Season 1 Reloaded, and the map is going to be set in an abandoned European castle nicknamed Citadel of the Dead. Zombies is also going to be getting a new perk, a new field upgrade, a new ammo mod, 3 new gobblegums, multiple new wonder weapons, and a whole lot more. So Zombies has been pretty well received so far here within Black Ops 6, and it's only going to be getting better with Season 1. And finally, let's wrap everything up here with the events, right? We talked about the events a little bit towards the beginning of the video when we were talking about the weapons and how they're going to be unlocked. Well, midway through Season 1, so picture around Season 1 Reloaded, we're going to be getting the hit list event. You may have noticed that a lot of the cosmetics and a lot of the different maps that are going to be coming out with Season 1 are kind of themed around this idea of the criminal underground, and this event is going to be how we unlock mid-season weapons. Basically, there are going to be challenges in the form of hit contracts, and for completing all those hit contracts, you're going to unlock a bunch of new weapons, as well as other cosmetics and in-game rewards. Black Ops 6 Season 1, of course, will also have a brand new battle pass along with the Black Cell, which won't be too much different than what we've seen over the course of the last couple of years. Lots of cosmetics, mostly themed around the hit list, with new guns and other stuff that could be unlocked for free, as well as stuff that is locked behind actually purchasing the battle pass. You guys know how all that stuff goes. This is pretty good, I've got to say. Overall, just kind of wrapping things up here today, there is a lot of new things coming to Black Ops 6. Of course, I know everyone's going to talk about it in the comments, and it's not like I disagree with you. I'm just saying, skill-based matchmaking obviously is going to be at the forefront of everything when it comes to the Call of Duty multiplayer experience, but from a content perspective, the sheer amount of things being added to Black Ops 6 with Season 1, I think it's looking pretty good on paper. Of course, we're actually going to have to play the game and see how it's going to feel, see how those new multiplayer maps are going to be. I think that's going to be really make or break for a lot of people, is how are those maps going to feel. The biggest point of negative feedback I've seen, besides skill-based matchmaking for Black Ops 6, is the multiplayer maps. They're all just really tiny. A lot of them don't really have good flow. The maps that aren't tiny just feel terrible, like Vorkuta, for example, or Lowtown, just like maps with negative flow somehow, which doesn't make any sense. I'm wondering how Hideout, Heirloom, and Extraction are going to be. What is the game going to feel like with Hacienda? Hacienda is going to be the only old map being added to Black Ops 6, like a map that worked out well within Black Ops 4. Well, how's it going to work within Black Ops 6 with the Omni movement and the different meta and not having specialists and things like that? You know, how's Hacienda going to feel? It's going to be interesting for sure. And as always, I'll be here with you guys every step of the way as we learn more and as more information comes out. But once again, Season 1 is 1 week away, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback and all this content down there in the comment section below. So for right now, I'm going to wrap things up here today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.